Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Nick Chen, Iowa Collector. It's been a couple weeks, 3 weeks since I made a video, and I went to the Strongsville card show. And I've just been so busy since I got back home that I have not had time to make this video. So I guess better late than never, huh? So anyway, let's just talk about how I ended up going. First, the travel baseball, middle school, and little league baseball seasons all worked out where I had that weekend off, and so it was not going to be an issue with the baseball season. I do a lot of coaching, so wanted to make sure that came first, and since I had the weekend off, that was step one. Step two, my youngest son is in trap shooting, so we had to make sure there was no trap shooting meet that weekend. And this was the weekend before all the meets started, so that worked out. Then we're getting there, we're starting to line things up, and then the transmission went out of my truck. So I had to go out and I picked up a 2020 GMC truck, and so I was worried I wasn't going to have transportation because that happened about 2 weeks before the show. And so once I got the new truck to get me there, I asked for my wife's permission to go, and she blessed the trip with my youngest son. She's a great wife. I greatly appreciate her. And then I had make sure I got Friday off of work. So I asked for the time off and was granted the time off. So everything lined up. So about 10 days before Strongsville is when I knew for sure that I could go. And so went on 4 Collectors, popped in and made a little announcement that I was going to go, and that made sure I committed to it. And about 5 days before the actual shows when I went and booked my hotel room. And so yeah, we traveled on Friday, so we did not make the show on Friday. We left at 5:30 in the morning here in Iowa, and we got to Independence, Cleveland area around 4 o'clock their time. I had not accounted for that hour time zone change, so left us an hour short on time. No big deal. We just grabbed a bite to eat, and then we went over to the hotel and checked in. So then we knew the YouTube get-together was going to be Friday night, so we headed over Embassy Suites and hung out in the hotel lobby. And I figured we were a little early, but I figured there's probably some people milling around in the entryway there, and so we met a couple guys there. They asked if I was there for the YouTube get-together card show stuff, and I said yes. And so I walked over and introduced myself, and Greg from Mackie Mental was the first YouTuber I met live in person, and I had not followed his channel before, and so we kind of exchanged information. We checked out each other's channel and followed each other's channel. He puts out about a video a day. They're all real short, about 1 to 3 minutes. If you got time, go over and check out Greg at Mackie Mental. First YouTuber I met in person. There's another Greg there who does not have a channel. I'm guessing he's just a commenter, watcher. And he was a great guy too. Had a great collection he was talking about and telling us about. So we appreciate all those people that watch our videos and comment on them, like them, subscribe to us. They're what makes the community, keeps us doing what we're doing. So very appreciative of all them. wasn't long, and I heard some people coming down the elevator in the lobby there, and all of a sudden I hear, "Is that Nick Chen from Iowa?" And I knew the voice right away, and it was Rob from Cash Cards. And so he came over, gave him a big hug, welcome, and he was followed very closely by Ross from Ross Loves Cards, Mike Jayhawker, and Tyler 5 Cent Wax. So the party was started, and that's my introduction to the YouTube community, and that's how that all went down. So shortly after that, I met the voice, Ruben from Confluence Sports Cards, and he had a card for my kid. He knew my kid was going, and he had saved him a Dallas Cowboys card, and so that was really cool. So shortly after that, the YouTube get together was underway. We raised some money for sending some people on mission trips, and they had had some giveaways there for that. And then they also had a box where you could donate a card or money or whatever. And so a lot of people did that, and they ended up auctioning that off at the end of the night at the YouTube thing. I'm not going to mention everybody's name that I met at the YouTube get together. There's probably a couple hundred people in there, probably at least 120 or so YouTubers. It was just an amazing night. A lot of friends, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of getting to know people, a lot of different conversations, and it was just awesome. If you've never been to this show, I highly recommend you going to this show. It was just an awesome experience, and I can't say enough about it. Just amazing. The way the people treated my kid, treated him like one of them, and just welcomed him into the community, gave him a bunch of gifts. He's got his own video. He was so excited about the whole trade night, the YouTube get together, the show, that he ended up starting his own channel, and it's called Carter's Cardboard, if you want to go check that out. But yep, he was treated unbelievably well by the entire community. Lots of people gave him gifts, and it was just amazing. So let's get into some of the things that I picked up and I was given. First and foremost, you gotta have the Rev Steve card. Got Brent Richards, who took a, well, I think you all know the story. You probably heard it by now, but he took a negative and turned it into a picture to a card, which I don't know how that process goes, and then these were passed out by Jeff, a fine card collector, and it was great to meet him. But in honor of Rev Steve, wish you were there so we could have all had conversations with you there. Then I got this nice card from a note from Jay, average vintage collector, and he hooked us up with a bunch of St. Louis Cardinal cards. How about a Pujols numbered out of 150? That's pretty awesome. Adam Wainwright Mini. Mason Wynn Heritage rookie card. We got Mike Matheny. Ledmus Diaz. Lance Lynn, Chasing History. Juan Yepes. Cardinals team card from 73. Red Shandings. Manager card from 1973. Never pass up an Ozzie Smith. Lars Nootbaar. Heritage. In the 75. Got some 1980s players. Got a Lee Smith rivalry card. Shows a picture when he was on the Cubs and a picture when he's on the Cardinals. Got a Jim Edmonds. That's a top heritage, numbered to 1957. We got 261 out of 1957. That's the chrome version. Then we got a purple Colton Wong. And there's a few other cards in there as well. Some 86s, some 85s. Not going to show all of them. Then we had Doug over at Video Guy 316. He was passing out some cards and he gave me this George Kell autograph, which, stay tuned to a later episode I'm going to be in, is going to feature a George Kell card. So this was quite awesome that I got this with this other show coming up. So it was great to meet Doug. He is from the Iowa area, actually, and so I met my first YouTuber from Iowa. So that's pretty cool. We picked up some stickers. We got Jason over Everyday Card Collector. Warren D in the CLE. We got Mike Jayhawker vintage cards. Rob cash cards. Carl from Oz. He also had a couple cards. Carl. What a trooper, making it all the way in from Australia after having surgery on his hip. Got Mike, the vintage composer. First time meeting him. And we got Greg, Captain Midlife. We got vintage Dave T with his numbered 51 tops looking red back. Great guy. And we got Sandlot Dreams. If you have not checked out their channel yet, go check it out. Finley and Dad Jason are starting their channel, and they were just awesome to talk to. My son and Finley talked a lot of baseball and different players, and that was really cool to see two younger kids like that in the hobby talking to each other about cards and collecting and trading some stuff, and it was just awesome to see. And they're really great people. I'd say go check out their channel and give them some love and subscribe. Then for collectors at trade night, we picked up this little package of stuff. We got a for collectors card or sticker. This was last year's card that they handed out. And that was this year's card that they handed out. We got the new guy, Jason, down there. They had thrown in some cards so we got a Steve Bloss rookie and a Steve Bloss World Series card. And we got a 69 Ken Suarez. Nice little freebies in the box. Up and on the back of that is Leighton Shelton's Just Collect card. I actually met Leighton Shelton, got into a conversation with him Saturday when we were at the show. So we had a nice little conversation. He hooked me up with the Just Collect shirt. And at trade night, Carl from Oz hooked me up with one of his shirts. So that was awesome. Really appreciate those guys. Andy over at Dog Ate My Card, he was giving out these little packages. He had taken a 1975 set and broken it up. Had one hit in each package, 66 of the best cards out of the set. And then he threw 9 other cards in with that hit. So he kind of like opening a pack of 1975 tops, and everybody's guaranteed at least one hit. So we got Bill North. First one was Eric Soderholm. We got Nellie Fox and Ernie Banks. That is the 1959 Most Valuable Players card. We got Jim Perry. Kevin Cobell. John Montague. Luke Walker. I did open up this pack while we were there, so he knew what my hits were. Steve Mengori. Dave Pagan. And my hit was the Jim Rice rookie. So, Andy, it was great to meet you. Awesome thing you did there and handing out all those cards. That was really cool. It was awesome meeting you, and thank you very much. So, that was most of my free stuff that was passed out to me. My kid was welcomed with open arms, and like I said, got a ton of stuff from everybody. That was just awesome to see. He was so excited. So please go check out his his new YouTube channel called Carter's Cardboard. So let's talk about the show just a little bit. I've heard a lot of people complaining about the parking, and while it was not ideal, I had to park over at the library, and so I had to walk through the library parking lot, across the street, across one of the high school fields, and up into the building. Was it a pain? Not really. When I worked at GE, I had to walk further from the parking lot to get into the building and to my workstation. So to me, well, it was not ideal. It was not really a pain in the butt either. Now, had it been raining or snowing or cold or something like that, yeah, I could have seen that, but it was a nice 40 to 50 degree day. To me, it was not a big issue. I had no problem with it. The setup of the room I thought was pretty awesome. Finding the vintage was gravy. Finding your favorite dealers or whatever. This was my first time, so they were all new to me. But from what I've heard, everybody knew right where to go because it was set up the same as Strongsville. There's few overpriced cards, but I went there with a minimalistic approach and budget because of my truck breaking down and having to buy a new one and take out that loan for that. And so I went there with about $200. I was on the cheap side. So I took my list with a few of the 1970 sets that were close to completion. And so I just worked on those, picking out cheap cards and trying to complete some sets. So we had a great time at the show. Like I said, I met Leighton Shelton, got to talk to him, ran into a few others at the show, Orlando. We were looking at one booth and we were about to walk away, and I just heard this voice I recognized, and he was trying to work a deal, and I'm not sure if it fell through or didn't work out, but he turned around and was walking away, and I said, "That sounds like the David Chase." And turned around, sure enough it was, and so we got to meet there, and we shook hands and talked a little bit. So anyway, at the show, let's talk about some of my pickups. These are some cards I needed for my 1973 football set. We got Randy Jackson. We got Joe Taylor. We got Roman Gabriel. Willie Holman. Mac Percival. And Mike Sensabaugh. That puts me down to about, I think, 6 cards maybe that I need to finish off that set. I was on an episode of Two Guys, One Hobby with John Wade Boggs fan and Don Field of Dreams not too long ago, and I got out my 1972 Topps football set to show off some of the high numbers and main cards out of that issue. Roger Staubach rookie being one of them. So when we got off that episode, I went through that entire set and I double checked, and turns out I was missing 6 or 7 cards out of the set. So I was able to pick up some of those at the show. Got Larry Zonka. We got Sam Brunelli. And we got the Lance Allworth. So now I'm down to like 4 cards I need to finish that set. I have a complete 1971 set, but 3 of them were like either written on or creased. So I was able to pick up this unmarked checklist to replace the one I have that was written on. So now I'm down to 2 replacement cards on that, and I'll be happy with that set. And we got my 1971s here. We got 3 of the higher numbers, semi-high numbers, I'm not sure. We got Jack Aker, Ken Tatum, and Frank Baker. I'm not sure what that puts me down to on that set. Maybe 50. Then for my 1973 set, I picked up Al Habrowski, Jose Cruz, Terrence Crowley, Daniel McGinn, and Isaac Brown, higher number. Then we got some 1975s. We got Lou Brock, Tommy John, and we got the most valuable players, Larry, Yogi Berra, and Roy Campanella. That's from 1951 most valuable players. I think that set I am now down to about 6 to completion. 1974 tops, I picked up Checklist. We picked up rookie infielders. Got Frank White down there. We got Manny Trio. Buddy Buford. Gene Michael. Glenn Beckert. We got the Washington and the San Diego version there. We got Ted Sizemore. We got the Washington version of Rick Trudson. And we got the card number 6, Hank Aaron special. And that finished off my 1974 top set. So I was able to complete a set there. So that made me extremely happy. 1976, I picked up card number 1, Hank Aaron. Picked up Ray Boone, father and son card. I was able to find this in a half price box. Pete Rose that I needed for my set. And then I got Thurman Munson. All that put me down to 1 card needed to complete the set. And I, excuse me, I was at a trade night and I walked up to JT's table and he had a complete set sitting there. And I was like, oh, too bad that's a complete set. I only need 1 card to finish my set. And he said, well, what card's that? So I got on my phone, looked at my list, and I said, card number 420, Joe Morgan. And he's like, well, I got one right here. And he reached out on his table and picked it up, and he gave it to me. So, JT, thank you very much. You completed my 1976 top set. How cool is that? That was pretty cool. So now I finished the 74 set and the 1976 set. 1977, I needed Jesse Jefferson, Rich Hebner, and Tom Seaver. And so that completed my 1977 top set. So that would be all the sets I completed while I was there, but that's pretty cool. I was able to complete the 74, the 76, and the 77 Topps baseball sets while I was there. So let's jump into some other older cards I picked up. All these that you're going to see with the round price tag on the front were in a half price bin. So I got these that I needed. I'm generously working on these older sets as I pick them up for a good price. slowly filling in, but I needed 1965 Topps checklist unmarked. So like I said, these with the big price on them like that in the circle stickers were all in a half price bin. 1961 Richie Ashburn, $2. Heck yeah. Got some 1956 Milt Bowling, Glenn Stevens, Thomas Hurd, Frankie Sullivan. And then for 1956 Topps, I picked up this Gus Zernial. Not sure if I'm saying that right. And then for my 1954 set, I picked up Don Liddell, Charlie Kress, Robert Wilson, Lewis Limmer, and we got Dean Stone. And picked up a few 1952 Bowman cards. Got Bill Howerton, Billy Johnson. To me, the price on these were just right, so I couldn't pass these up. Allie Clark, Cass Michaels, and Gil McDougal. So like I said, I didn't spend a whole lot of money while I was there. I went with a very limited budget. To me, it was much more about the experience, the meeting people, and just having fun, talking, conversations, and it lived up to a type, very much so, very much so. Met a bunch of great people, some new people. I met people that didn't have channels that I got to talk to. Met a bunch of people with channels, a bunch of them that I watch already, a bunch that I didn't watch, and I now do. It was just an awesome, awesome, awesome time. I met Greg, got an autograph from him, and picked up that book. And Carl from Oz gave me this book, said one of his friends wrote it, and they have recently passed on, but pretty cool book. I can't wait to read that one as well. And I believe that's all my pickups and gifts and what have you, but just a quick shout out to some of the people that were very, very generous to my kid. We got Jason Finley, Sandlot Dreams. We got Vintage Dave T. Was awesome. Mookie Chilson gave my kid some cards. Billy over at Phil Necrofan. Had Ruben at Confluence Sports Cards. Andy, Dog Ate My Card Collection. Warren D in the CLE. Jake over at Wax Pack Wisdom walked up with a card that he said came from Greg Midlife. Then we had Bob at My Sports Card Hoard. Just an unbelievable guy. Unbelievable generosity to my kid. Treat him like any other collector. Sat down with him, asked him about his collection, looked at his cards. He was just amazing as well. And overall, the experience of the whole trip, the whole show, it was just awesome. If you have not been and you're thinking about it, go. Just go. Plan on it. Plan on going now. It's amazing the entire weekend, from trade night to the YouTube get together, the show, people getting together, eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, hanging out in the hotel hotel lobbies, talking about the hobby. It's just amazing, the entire experience. If you're on the cusp of starting a channel or you're thinking about it, just do it. Just do it. The people I've met since I started my channel back Christmas Day, just amazing. Just amazing. The entire community is amazing. A lot of great people in it. Yeah, that's all I can say. Just do it. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching this long-winded video, and I didn't really show any big cards, but I was able to complete 3 sets while I was there and get very close on 3 or 4 others. So to me, it was a great time, and I appreciate all of you guys watching, commenting, subscribing. If you're on the cusp of starting your own channel, please do it. People will watch. We enjoy each other. And thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Chen, Iowa Collector here, and I just have to do a quick little update to my video I made earlier, and I'm going to splice this into it somewhere. But I forgot to thank Chris from Missouri. Very great job on the Friday night YouTube get together and everything that went on that night. The raffles, the auction, the raising the money to send the people on the mission trips. It was just a fabulous night. And I also want to make sure I thank the 4 collectors. We got Theo and Dan, John and Jason were all there, and you guys did a wonderful job of putting on the trade night. So I wanted to make sure I came on here and gave you guys a little shout out for all the work you guys did on that. That's it.